if it hadn't been for what she was willing to do and others, right, we also wouldn't be here. And I want to congratulate her for the Nobel Peace Prize. Let's remember what Maduro is. He's a drug trafficker. He's a narco-terrorist, right? He sent gangs of Venezuelans trained to Uruguay and cartel de Solos to terrorize Americans, to rape Americans, to sell drugs to our kids and our grandkids, to kill them. I mean, this is a despicable human being. And when I got the phone call very early Saturday morning from Marco Rubio, I was ecstatic. I was always hoping this was going to happen, but when he said Maduro is on the boat and he will be on U.S. soil soon, what a great day. So, now, what do we have the opportunity for? We're not there yet. We've got the opportunity for peace, opportunity, liberty, all these things. We want everybody in Venezuela to have the same opportunity that people in Miami have. You can get a job, you can live your dream. We want the same thing there, and it's a rich country. Some people say, oh, is this good for America? Think about why it's going to be good for America. We're going to have a new trading partner. People we know, our friends and our family, are going to be able to live their dream in Venezuela. We're going to have lower oil and gas prices. We're going to have a great trading partner. This is going to be outstanding. And guess what? With Maduro gone, Diaz-Canel is not much. I mean, so, from day one, President Trump has held Maduro accountable. He's stopped the oil from flowing. He stopped the drug boats. Hey, Carlos. We stopped the tankers. And then this precision was unbelievable. So, I want to thank everybody that put this together. Carlos, thank you for being here. You're up third. So now I just want to say a couple things in Spanish, and then Carlos is here to correct all of my Spanish. Gracias al presidente Trump, secretario Marco Rubio y Pete Hegseth, y nuestros valientes miembros de las Fuerzas Armadas por llevar a cabo esta misión y finalmente capturar a Maduro porque puede enfrentar la justicia aquí en los Estados Unidos ahora. Gracias a Maria Teresa Machado, un gran luchador por todos los días, lucha por libertad y democracia en Venezuela. Durante años, durante mi tema de gobernador, de mi senador, han luchado juntos al pueblo de Venezuela, al pueblo de Miami, por la libertad y democracia en Venezuela. I want to thank, we did a lot of rallies. We did a lot of rallies back at his old restaurant, which was a lot of fun. Los Estados Unidos, Venezuela, toda América Latina y el hemisferio estarán mejor ahora que Maduro está fuera de poder. Ahora el pueblo de Venezuela tiene muchas oportunidades. Now, democracia es muy difícil. Sí, transición es muy difícil. Pero esperamos un nuevo día por todos los niños de Venezuela, oportunidades para sus padres, trabajos, comida, salud. Gracias por todos que luchan por los venezolanos en un tiempo muy difícil. Pero esperamos un nuevo día. So, by the way, I always believed this was going to happen, but we never knew when it was going to happen. And so when Marco called me, I was so excited. I did say I thought it was going to happen before Christmas, but it could have if the weather would have been good. So now I'm going to turn it over to the new senator who's been there about a year now, here this month, actually, Senator Ashley Moody.
Thank you, Senator Scott. And let me just say to my senior senator, not only in longevity, but in age, I have to point that out. What a wonderful day.
Yeah.
What a wonderful day. I can tell you in my past lives as a judge, as a federal prosecutor, going after cartels, as the wife of a DEA agent, who I am so proud of the men and women who worked so hard to stay alive. I was on the phone last night with the administrator of DEA, and I can tell you the morale in that agency right now is through the roof. This morning, you may have watched on TV as the newest prisoner of DEA in the United States of America was taken to the federal courthouse to face an arraignment and indictment in federal court here in the United States. So I want to make sure this is very clear. And one thing that has been disheartening to me as one of the newest United States senators is to hear some of my colleagues immediately start being the mouthpiece of a criminal without understanding the historical facts that led us to this day and without understanding the law that allows for the United States to go after a drug trafficker that cooperates with cartels, with narco-terrorists, that has resulted in the destruction and devastation of this country and our families. Do not become the mouthpiece of our foreign adversaries with not understanding the facts and knowing who you are supporting. And that is a criminal. And if one more person goes on national television and professes to speak against this precise, exacting, legitimate operation, brave and bold operation, without reading the indictment, shame on you.
Yes.
Far too long, the Venezuelan people have lived under a dictator who is a criminal, a drug trafficker, who went through position after position in Venezuela and used those positions for his own profit, for his cronies, and he hijacked that government. He was never the legitimate leader. He is not the rightful president. Indeed, he is a criminal that has now been brought here to the United States to face justice, as he should have been a long time ago. I fully expect and we anticipate that Congress is going to be engaged with the administration. We know that there will be briefings this week. We know that we will be engaging on not only the historical facts that brought us here, but what's happening right now as Maduro has been brought to the United States and as the people are seeking safety and security and stability in Venezuela. That's what we all want. And I am excited to have a great partner like Rick Scott as we maneuver through these next few days. And let me just say thank you to President Trump. Thank you to Secretary Rubio. By the way, a secret in South Florida here, which I love in our home state of Florida, you can say Marco Rubio down here and everybody just applauds. I have figured out it is a secret to any speech in South Florida. Marco Rubio, everybody applauds. I think that is now the case in the full United States of America and the rest of the world, because right now, today, Venezuela is not only safer, the people of Venezuela are not only safer, the United States of America is safer, our people are safer, and indeed, the world is safer because of the bold action of President Trump, Marco Rubio, Secretary Hegseth, and all of the men and women of law enforcement that worked so hard day after day to bring the indictment, to go after these narco-terrorists. And today, that is why we are here celebrating in South Florida, our home state. Thank you for being here today. Thank you to all of you who kept this issue at the forefront, not only of the administration's minds, but of law enforcement. You may remember not just a month or two ago, we did a roundtable where we highlighted each and every act of the narco-terrorism that is taking place and how that has spread out in cooperation with all of the other cartels in South America, and it has endangered and risked lives of Americans. So today we're celebrating not only Maduro being brought to justice, but just one more step in making sure America is showing strength, true sovereignty, and a president that says, I will actually do my job, not like our last president. I will do my job and protect the people of the United States of America and our families, because the president before was asleep at the wheel and was being run by other people. Now we have somebody in charge. So So thank you, President Trump, and thank you, all of you, for being here today and keeping this at the forefront of our administration's minds and missions, and the best is yet to come. It's a new day for Venezuela, the United States of America.
Now, so the next person, Carlos Jimenez, I got to meet because he became the mayor right after he became governor. And he's been a great partner. And he's now become a leading voice in Congress. And he's a leading voice on a lot of issues, but especially anything that happens in Latin America. So my friend, Congressman Carlos Jimenez.
Thank you, Senator, Governor, Senator Scott, and Senator Moody. A pleasure to be here today. And first and foremost, I got to thank President Donald J. Trump. And like the senators have said before me, when President Trump says he's going to do something, he's actually going to do something. It's not like some other presidents said they drew a line in the sand, and then when they cross it, well, I guess I'm going to draw another line, okay? And didn't mean what they said. It's vitally important that we have a president that actually means what he says, and then will carry out what he said he's going to do, because then it elevates the prestige of the United States of America. It elevates us and the power of the presidency that he will do exactly what he says he's going to do. And that's very important for our friends, but it's also vitally important for our enemies, our adversaries, that they know that they can't mess around with this president, that this president is going to protect American interests. He's going to protect American lives. The number one job of any government is to protect its citizens. And for far too long, we've had these narco-terrorists killing us, far more than any other terrorists from around the world. Over 500,000 Americans have lost their lives to the poison that's been transported to our country by these cartels. And Nicolas Maduro, without a doubt, was the leader of one of those cartels. And so what the President of the United States did was to save American lives. And yes, which is the most important thing that we have to do as a government, is protect American citizens. Now, there are some other benefits to taking Nicolas Maduro away. And for once, the Cuban people have been in this tunnel for about 60 years. The Venezuelan people have been in this tunnel for about 25 years. And now I can see both the Venezuelan people and the Cuban people can see a light at the end of that tunnel. And this is the beginning of a process. This is not going to be easy. It's probably easier to arrest Nicolas Maduro than it is to convert Venezuela into the democracy that we want. But have no doubt that the day of a free and democratic Venezuela is close at hand.
Amen.
So what we have to do now is make sure that that we have a transition, that the current regime that's still holding on to power, understands that their days are numbered. Their days are numbered, just like Maduro's days were numbered. There are still some others there that are wanted by the United States government that we need to bring to justice because they have killed thousands and thousands of Americans. And so, there's still a difficult road ahead, but I'm confident that with this president and with our Secretary of State and with our Secretary of War and this administration that we'll see that day, fairly soon. And so I'm heartened also by the words that were spoken by the president yesterday, saying he's now turned his eye a little bit over to Cuba. And yeah, if you're shuddering a little bit, if you're a little bit scared in Cuba, I think you should be. Because the president doesn't say stuff just to say stuff. I mean, this is more than one occasion he's mentioned Cuba. Publicly and privately, he's mentioned Cuba. And he understands that the Cuban regime is at the weakest point it's been in a very, very long time. And then one of its allies, Venezuela, will no longer be an ally. And other allies in the region are going to understand that it's not a good idea to keep helping that communist regime that has been oppressing its people for over 60 years, that has been a thorn in the side of the United States, and is a threat to our national interests. And so this president has now refocused his efforts, and rightly so, on our hemisphere. And for too long, we ignored our hemisphere. And we've allowed our adversaries, China, Russia, North Korea, Iran, to operate in our hemisphere to the detriment of the interests of the United States and its people. And this president will no longer tolerate that, and so I have to take my hat off to him. The road ahead is not clear, but the road ahead, we may have some detours there, will lead to freedom, democracy for the people of Venezuela, and I'm sure freedom and democracy to the people of Cuba and to the people of Nicaragua as well, and a new emphasis way to guarantee peace is through democracy. And the best way to guarantee chaos is by allowing these dictators to operate and to deny basic human rights to its citizens in our own hemisphere. So again, my hat's off to the president. My hat's off to Marco Rubio, our Secretary of Affairs. Yeah, there we go. Well, I think we're going to start a new movie. It's called Marco Rubio, okay? And it's Marco Polo, right? Yeah, and so, but again, the great work and the great work of the administration, and obviously, none of this would happen without our great president, Donald Trump. Again, I'm so happy. I'm mentioning my two colleagues, my two brothers, brother and sister in arms. President Maria Teresa, who couldn't be here, and also Maria Teresa, who also couldn't be here. I'm excited that they were in a house have the opportunity with what's going on right now. And again, I couldn't be prouder of them. They couldn't be prouder of the president. And we're going to continue to support our president and his efforts in our hemisphere to bring freedom, democracy to the people of our hemisphere. So now I'm going to say a couple words in Spanish. Gracias al senador Pescar y al senador Moody por estar aquí. Le quiero dar las gracias al presidente Donald Trump. Y cuando Donald Trump dice que va a hacer algo, lo va a hacer.
Right.
No como otro presidente que dice, no, excusa esta línea, vamos a hacer otra línea. No, así no es como trabaja el presidente Trump. Digo, pues se lo digo a Maduro primero, trató de negociar con él, pero Maduro parece que ahora aprendió la lesson, ¿no? Que aprendió en Irán, cuando el presidente estaba tratando de negociar con Irán y ellos no negociaron. Bueno, entonces ha tomado relación a Irán para proteger los intereses de los Estados Unidos, para hacer el mundo más seguro. Por eso tomó la acción en Irán. Y la misma cosa le está sucediendo en Venezuela. Para proteger los intereses, para proteger las vidas americanas, el interés número uno de cualquier gobierno. Tomó la acción contra los gobiernos Maduro, lo arrestó. Porque era una operación militar. Era una operación militar, no era necesario para arrestar a Nicolás Maduro, que ahora está enfrentando la justicia americana. Hay otros en Venezuela que también tienen que enfrentar la justicia americana. Y creo que en el futuro vamos a ver también para que puedan enfrentar la justicia americana. También tengo que dar las gracias al secretario de Estado Marco Rubio por su tremendo labor, el secretario de Guerra, Jimenez, y toda la administración del presidente Trump, que ahora está enfocado en nuestro hemisferio. Por muchos años estábamos enfocados en otros lugares y no prestamos suficiente atención a nuestro hemisferio. Los Estados Unidos tienen que ser el campeón de la libertad y la democracia en nuestro hemisferio. No podemos tolerar ningún tipo de dictadura en nuestro hemisferio. Y para el régimen en Cuba, que tomen nota que el presidente de los Estados Unidos ha mencionado a su régimen en los últimos días. Así que cuando este presidente habla, escúchelo, porque es serio lo que está diciendo. Yo veo ya la luz al final del túnel para Venezuela, y también empiezo a ver un poquitico de luz también para los cubanos que hemos estado aquí 60 años. Y para Nicaragua también. Sí, Colombia también.
No más petro.
No más petro. Pero eso lo tiene que decidir los colombianos. Yo estoy seguro que lo que pasó, lo que sucedió en Venezuela también va a tener efecto en Colombia. Así que, así que es un tremendo día para nuestro hemisferio, tremendo día para Venezuela. También un buen día para Cuba y Nicaragua, y también para Colombia también. Porque vemos que ya, y para el mundo también, sí, tiene razón, para el mundo. ¿Por qué? Porque ¿quién está detrás de estas dictaduras? Rusia, China, Norte Corea, Irán. Y ellos son la amenaza más grande en contra de la libertad mundial, no solamente en nuestro hemisferio, pero mundial. Y por eso es que el presidente Trump ha dicho, basta ya, no vamos a tolerar esta influencia en nuestro hemisferio. Y yo creo que también vamos a empezar a quitar esa influencia en el resto del mundo para que el mundo entero será un lugar, un planeta mucho más seguro, y un planeta que aumenta la libertad y la democracia en todos los países de nuestro. Entonces, cuando tú aumentas la libertad y la democracia, estás aumentando los chances para la paz, y eso es lo más importante. Con eso les dejo. También una cosa, tengo que darle gracias también a mis colegas, a Mario Díaz-Balart y también a María Salazar, que están en esta lucha todos los días conmigo en la Cámara, y otra vez en el Congreso, los senadores Scott y Moody. Muchas gracias por su esfuerzo. Gracias, que Dios los bendiga a todos.
Thanks, Carlos. Now we're going to hear from Maria Teresa Marin. Maria Teresa is she represents Maria Corina Machado. She's been fighting here. We had an unbelievable rally, I don't know, a while back.
Behind you.
Oh, very good.
Good morning, Senator Moody, Senator Scott, dear friend, Congressman Carlos Jimenez. Thank you so much. We cannot describe how happy we feel. We still don't believe what happened. We thought we were dreaming. We have been without, we haven't slept like in 72 hours or so. We still don't believe what is going on. All Venezuelans, we dream with these things. I mean, we have been dreaming with this moment for 26 years. And this is something that we were, of course, expecting, but we didn't know that it was going to be that fast. And I have to say that this wouldn't have been remotely possible without the unwavering support and help of this exceptional congressional delegation of Florida. Senator Scott, the support you have given to all the Venezuelan people since day one, and not only as senator, but since the days you were governor of Florida, you have given so much support to all the Venezuelan people. Along with Congressman Carlos Jimenez, Maria Elvira Salazar, Mario Díaz-Balart, what you have done for the Venezuelan people is beyond, any kind of commitment. I have told Maria Corina Machado, one of the things she has to do first when she becomes president, hopefully soon, is give you a Venezuelan passport to all of you.